Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today I am again over here with our chapter number 1, part 3 of the chapter. Inshallah, today we will complete by our chapter. Now, yesterday we have seen the story of an astrologer who became an astrologer by chance. Okay, now today we are going to start by page number 4, that is the nut Wendover. From the paragraph, the nut Wendover. The nuts Wendover blew out his flare. Okay, now what do you mean by the flare? Yesterday also I have explained you the flare is a burst of flame or light. Okay, blew out his flare and rose to go home. As in our previous chapter we have studied that some of the shopkeepers were not using their own light. Okay, and municipal lights were also not there on the road, so the people were having their own lights. Some were using their own candle light, some were using the old station light, one or the other they were using the light from whatever they can be using. This was a signal for the astrologer. When Nut Wendover blew out his flare, his light, when he off the light, so that was a signal for the astrologer to bundle up too. Since it left him in darkness, expect for a little shaft of green light which strayed in from somewhere and touched the ground before him. Okay, so a very dim light was there for him, and that was a signal that now it's all over. He has to bundle, he has to wind up whatever he is doing. Okay, he picked up his cowrie shells. Cowrie, already I have explained you, cowrie is a sea animal that, and now it is used by astrologer for predicting the future. So he picked up his cowrie shells and paraphernalia. Paraphernalia means it is a kind of article which is used for personal possessions. Okay, and was putting them back into his bag when the green shaft of life was blotted out. Blotted out means when it becoming dim. The light was becoming dim. He looked up and saw a man standing before him. While he was winding up by his practices, he just have a look that a man is standing before him. He sent a possible client and said, "You look so careworn, it will do you good to sit down for a while and chat with me." Okay, so he had a good chance that this will be my the last customer, so I should ask him. So he just asked him that you look so careworn, it will do you good to sit down and for a while and chat with me. Okay, so just sit and chat with me. The other grumbled some reply vaguely. Okay, the other grumbled some reply vaguely. The astrologer pressed his invitation, whereupon the other thrust his palm under his nose, saying, "You call yourself an astrologer?" Okay, so how he started, as the astrologer said him that he is a careworn. Careworn means tired and unhappy. That astrologer asked him that you are looking very tired and unhappy. Okay, because of prolonged worry, you are having certain worries in your life. Okay, so please sit down, and whatever the grumbleness means complaint, whatever the complaint you are having, discuss with me. Okay, and so in a very vaguely manner he replied, in a very vaguely manner means in uncertain or unclear way. Okay, and he started showing his palm. Thrust his palm means pushing suddenly or violently. Okay, he started showing his palm, and again he is having some confusion, so he asks, "You call yourself an astrologer?" The astrologer felt challenged and said, tilting the other palms toward the green shaft of light, "Yours is a nature." Okay, so this was a kind of challenge in front of the astrologer, that he is asking me that I am an astrologer, so he is having certain doubts, that's why he is asking like that. Okay, so tilting over here means moving in slanting position. He just shift his hand toward that green light, okay, which is coming, a nature's green light. Okay, in that he just shows his hand, other palm toward the green shaft of life. "Yours is the nature," and he just started telling the doing the prediction of that particular person who was standing. "Yours is the nature." So that person stopped him. "Oh, stop that," the other said. "Tell me something worthwhile. Whatever you are trying to tell me worthwhile, which is accurate, which is exact. Okay, correct information. It should be true." Our friend felt piqued. Piqued means over here it is irritated, annoyed. He was looking annoyed person. He was having certain troubles in his life. Okay, so what he said, that I want, and whatever you are telling, I want truth. I charge only 3 paise per question, and what you get out to be good enough for your money. At this, the other withdrew his arm, took out an anna and flung it out to him, saying, I have some question to ask. Okay, now astrologer said that whatever question I am asking, per question I charge 3 paise. Okay, so whatever the outcome will be, it will be good enough for your money, whatever you are paying, so it is a worthwhile amount. So the other person who was standing, his customer, he just withdrew his arm and took out an anna and flung it to him, saying, I have some question to ask. I am having some question to ask. If you are baffling, you must return that anna to me with interest. If you will prove wrong, okay, whatever I will be asking you, and if you give me a wrong answer, so you will be returning that anna to me. Okay, now he was charging an paise, 3 paise per question, and here the customer is ready to give an anna, but when he will give the correct answer. But if he is baffling or making wrong prediction, okay, so here he has to return that anna with interest. If you find my answer satisfactory, you will give me 5 rupees. So what astrologer said, okay, if you find my answer satisfactory, then you will give me 5 rupees. So what customer says, no. Or will you give me 8 annas? All right, provided you give me twice as much if you are wrong, said the stranger. Okay, so what the stranger replied when astrologer said that, okay, you will give me 8 annas, so all right, provided you give me twice as much if you are wrong. If you are wrong, and if you are giving me twice, you have to give me the twice whatever I am paying, so I am also ready to pay you 8 annas. The pact was accepted after a little further argument. So there was an argument between the stranger and the astrologer. Okay, the astrologer sent up a prayer to heaven as the other lit a chariot. Now what happened? Now the argument has settled up. Okay, now when the astrologer is giving the wrong answer, at that time he has to pay twice to the person what he is paying, that is the 8 annas. And if he is giving the right answer, so he will be charging him the amount what they have discussed. So the thing he has started, that he is doing the prayer to the heaven to know the whatever he has asked the question, and the other, the stranger, he lit the chirut over means a kind of a cigar. Okay, the astrologer caught a glimpse of his face by the matchlight. Now while he was doing the prayer, and the prayer, he was sending the prayer to the heaven, at that time there was a glimpse of light. Okay, from where this light came? When he was doing that, he was lighting the cigar, chirut. When he was lighting the cigar at that, in the matchlight, a glimpse of his face was seen by the astrologer. There was a pause as cars hooted on the road. Jutka drivers swerved at their horses, and the babble of the crowd exited the semi-darkness of the park. Now there was a complete silence on the road. Here, Jutka means horse-driven cart. Okay, that is the ghoda gadi. Jutka, horse-driven cart. Okay, that has been stopped over there on the road. There was complete silence. The other sat sucking his chirrut, puffing out, sat there ruthlessly. And this our stranger, he sat over there sucking his chirrut cigar and puffing out. Puffing out means धुआं छोड़ना. The steam was coming out from the cigar. He sat there ruthlessly. Ruthlessly over here, what do you mean by ruthlessly? That whatever he has expected, that it's not going to be happen. Okay, what the result will come, he is not complete accepting that whatever the astrologer is going to say, that thing he has already thought. Okay, the astrologer felt very uncomfortable. Here, take your Anna back. I am not used to such challenges. It is late for me today. Now what happened? In a sudden way, he was just doing the prayer. Astrologer was doing the prayer, but suddenly, after seeing the face in a glimpse of that matchlight, and everything has been stopped over there. There was a complete silence, and then suddenly astrologer said that take back your Anna. I am not used to such challenges. I am not accepting that challenges. I am late today for the day. Okay, he made preparation to bundle up, and again he started winding up his preparation of the astrologer's palmistry. The other held his wrist and said, "You can't get out it now. You dragged me in while I was passing." The astrologer shivered in his grip, and his voice shook and became faint. "Leave me today." Okay, now what happened, as astrologer said that I'm not predicting your future today, so let me go. I'm not accepting your challenge, whatever. I'm late for the day. So he just started the preparation. So meanwhile what happened, that stranger, he held his wrist and said, "No, no, no, you cannot get out now, because I was passing from the way and you dragged me and you asked me to wait. Okay, I was just passing, but you asked me to wait. Now you have to you have to do the prediction." Astrologer shivered. Shivered means, over here, shivered means, what do you mean by shivered? Yes, he trembled in fear. Now he got fear in his grip. There was a change in his voice, shook and became faint. Okay, "Leave me today. I will speak to you tomorrow." What he said, that please, please, please leave me today. I will speak you to tomorrow. Whatever the prediction is, I will do it tomorrow. The other thrust his palm in his face and said, "Challenge is challenge. Go on." The astrologer proceeded with his throat drying up. "There is a woman." Okay, now the thing is that then he is shivering, and in a very low voice he started doing, "Okay, okay, leave me today, please. I will speak to you tomorrow." But no, what the stranger said, "No, you have to see my hand today. The challenge is a challenge. Go on, come on." The astrologer proceeded with his thought. Whatever the astrology he is doing, he just started. His throat is completely dried up, and there he just started doing the prediction that there is a woman. Likewise, in every prediction he was doing like that, that there is a woman. So he started his statement like that. "Stop," said the other. Okay, as he was just starting to do the prediction of the person, the stranger stopped him. Said the other, "I don't want all that. I don't want all that rubbish. Shall I succeed in my present search or not?" What you have to search, that in my present I will be getting success or not. I don't want to know about my past. I just want to know that in my present I will be, whatever I am searching, that in that searching I will be succeed or not. Answer this and go. Okay, whatever, just answer this question and go where you want to go. Otherwise I will not let you go till you disgorge all your coins. The astrologer muttered a few incantations and replied, "All right, I will speak, but will you give me a rupee if what I say is convincing? Otherwise I will not open my mouth and you may do what you like." After a good deal of haggling, the other agreed. The astrologer said, "You were left for that, am I right?" Okay, now what happened? Now astrologer was fearing to say anything to the stranger. Okay, but now the things reverse. What did the astrologer say after listening that challenge is challenge, you have to accept it? The throat was right, but then too, when he started predicting the future, that there is a woman, there is a woman, likewise. Okay, so the stranger stopped him, and what he asked, that, "Tell me about the present. I'm searching the thing, so will I get success? I just want answer to this question." So what our astrologer said, "Okay, I will say you whatever, I will predict your future, that in present you will be getting success or not, but you have to give me a rupees." First what he said, that he want 8 annas, but now he is increasing, he has increased the amount, and he said, "Okay, I want a rupee." So stranger accepted. "Okay, I will give you a rupee." So he said, okay, after a good deal of haggling, the other agreed that yes, okay, I am ready to give you. Okay, so astrologer said, "You were left dead, am I right?" Okay, that there was an incident in your life, that one time it happened that you were left for dead. Tell me more. So whatever the astrologer said, it was correct. So what the stranger said, "Yes, yes, yes, tell me more. What happened?" "A knife has passed through you once," said the astrologer. "Once what happened? When you were left at that time, a knife has been passed through you once." Good fellow, he bared his chest to show the scar. What else? Okay, and when he said about this two things, that he was left for dead and a knife was passed through you once, then that stranger showed the scar was there on his chest. Okay, hence astrologer started doing his prediction. Okay, then what he said, and then you were pushed into a well nearby in the field, you were left for dead. Okay, so what was the prediction he has done? And then what happened? You were pushed into a well. The well was nearby in that area, in the field. Okay, and you were left for dead. I should have been dead if some passerby had not chanced to peep into the well, exclaimed the other, overwhelmed by enthusiasm. Now he is very happy that whatever the astrologer is saying, it is exactly what happened with me. Okay, one passerby was passing, and if he has not peeped in the well, so I would be dead. Okay, when shall I get at him? He asked, clenching his fist. Okay, fist, that is the mutti. Okay, he clenched his fist, and what he asked, when shall I get that person? In the next world, answered the astrologer. What he said, that in the next world you will meet that person who has stabbed you, who has tried to kill you. He died 4 months ago in a far off town. You will never see any more of him. The other groaned. On hearing it, the astrologer proceeded. Okay, now what the astrologer said, that in the next world you will be meeting that person. In this world you are not going to meet. In the next world you will be meeting to the person who has tried to kill you. He died 4 months ago. Reason why he is not going to meet in this world, because he has been died 4 months ago. Okay, in another town. You will never see any more of him. So after listening this thing, he groaned. Groaned means he had a sound of pain in his body. The astrologer proceeded. After saying all this thing, he just started proceeding. Guru Nayak, you know my name. The other said, taken aback. Now he just stopped, stranger, and said, do you know my name? As astrologer said, Guru Nayak. So he just asked, do you know my name? Do you know me? No, I don't. As I know all other things, Guru Nayak, listen carefully to what I have to say. Your village is 2 days' journey due north of this town. Take the next train and be gone. I see once again great danger to your life. If you go from home, he took out a pinch of scarlet ash and held it to him. Rub it on your forehead and go home. Never travel southward again, and you will live to be 100. Okay, now again he done the prediction to Guru Nayak. After saying his name, he started taking his name and saying to him that there I know all other thing whatever, likewise I also know your name also. Okay, now you listen carefully. I have to say something. Your village is of 2 days journey, okay, to the north of this town. From this town in the north way you are having your village, so it is of 2 days journey. Take the next train, whatever the train will be, take the next train and be gone. You have to go. I see once again great danger is there in your life. You have to face one more danger in your life, so it's better to go home. Okay, he took out a pinch of scared ash and held it to him. Okay, the scared ashes, he just gave it to a pinch of ash, he gave to that stranger. Rub it to your forehead and go home. Take this ash, rub on your forehead and go to home. Never travel southward again. Never come to this area, this part of the village again, and you will live to be 100. For more 100 years you will be living, and if you will not follow this, then I don't know. Why should I leave home again? The other said reflectively. I was only going away now and then to look for him and to choke out his life if I met him. He shook his head regretfully. He has escaped my hand. I hope at least he died as he deserved. Yes, said the astrologer. He was crushed under a lorry. The astrologer looked gratified. The other looked gratified to hear it. Now, as he came over here to take the revenge to that person who has stabbed him, who tried to kill him. Okay, so he don't want to go home. He also want to take revenge from that person who has stabbed him. He also want to give the same pain what he has given to him. Okay, so what astrologer said, that you have to go home, and whatever he deserve, he how he has died, he was crushed under a lorry. Okay, so already he has got his punishment, so it's better to go home. The place was deserted by the time the astrologer picked up his article and put them into his bag. The green shirt was also gone, leaving the place in darkness and silence. The stranger had gone off into the night after giving the astrologer a handful of coins. Now, after all this thing, after the story, listening by the stranger. The place was in complete silence. There was a darkness as the green shaft of life was coming. That has also gone, and there is a complete darkness in the place, complete silence in the place. And now the astrologer has also winded up, and he was also going when stranger has given him a handful of coins. It was nearly midnight when the astrologer reached home. His wife was waiting for him at the door and demanded an explanation. He flung the coins at her and said, "Count them. One man gave all that." Okay, now what happened when he reached home? At that time it was it was a midnight, and his wife was waiting at the door, and he just started demanding an explanation that why he got so much late. So he just flung the coins at her. He just gave the coins to her and said, "Now count them." One man gave all this coins. 12.5 annas, she said, counting. She was overjoyed. "I can buy some jaggery and coconut tomorrow. The child has been asking for sweet for so many days now. I will prepare some nice stuff for her." Okay, now after counting this, as she was wanting an explanation that why he has been late for the day, so after counting the money, now she was very happy as it was 12.5 annas of a day. Okay, so what she said that I can buy now some jaggery. Jaggery over here means good. Okay, and coconut. I hope everybody know what is a coconut. So jaggery and coconut can be buy. I can buy tomorrow. The child has been asking for sweet. Okay, their child wants some sweets to eat, so she can buy and make some sweets, prepare some sweets for the day. Okay, a nice stuff for her. "The swine has cheated me. He promised me a rupee," said the astrologer. She looked up at him. "You look worried. What is wrong?" Okay, now what the astrologer said that the swine has cheated me, that the person has cheated me. He promised me to give a rupee. Okay, there was a the pact was signed that he has to give a rupee, but he has not given a rupee. He has given a 12.5 annas. Okay, so the astrologer said that the person has cheated me. So what she said, what the wife said, that she looked up and said, "You look worried. What is wrong with?" Okay, as she asked that what is wrong with you, she found something wrong is there with my husband. Okay, so what astrologer replied? Nothing is wrong. You do your work. After dinner, sitting on the payal. Payal means over here veranda. Okay, or you can say angan. He told her, "Do you know a great load is gone from me today? I thought I had the blood of a man on my hands all these years. That was the reason I ran away from home, settled here, and married you. He is alive." Now, after dinner, they were sitting on the pile in the angan. Okay, over there, he started telling his wife about his past. He said that today completely I am satisfied. A great burden has been gone from my head today. I thought I had the blood of a man on my hands all this year. From every day, every night, I was just thinking about that I have killed a man. I have stabbed a man. That was the reason I ran away from home, settled here, and married you. And when I ran from my home, I settled here and married you. But he is alive." She gasped. "You tried to kill him?" Gasped over here means she was very shocked. Okay, and she asked that you tried to kill him. "Yes, in our village when I was a silly youngster, we drank, gambled, and quarreled badly one day. Why think of it now? Time to sleep," he said, yawning, and stretched himself on the pile. Okay, when his wife asked him in a very shocking manner that you tried to kill a person, so what he said, "Yes, in our village I was a very silly youngster at those time. In my past I was a silly youngster. We used to means friends used to drink, gamble, and quarrel badly one day. One day what happened? They drank, gambled, and quarreled one day, and in that quarrel then the incident had happened. But why to think of it now? Time to sleep." Okay, whole story he didn't said to his wife, and he said that this is the time to sleep, he said, and yawning and stretching himself on the pile, he slept very comfortably without any burden on his shoulders. Okay, so here we have winded up by our story. As I have already explained you in the starting of part 2 of our chapter, in short I have given explanation of the story. Okay, I hope you have you have understand this story very nicely. Inshallah, in our next session, we are going to do our brainstorming activities. Please complete your brainstorming activities in your book, and we will discuss brainstorming answers on Wednesday, inshallah.